Where the rogue noise was coming from. My GoPro camera had the mic turned on, so I'm like, I shouldn't be able to hear what I'm hearing right now. But what you're hearing right now is a slightly stuffed up recovery addict. Feeling better, much better right now at least. But I have a brand new box of tissues ready to go, as this cold is still whooping me on day 3. Good morning. It is good to see you all. We have quite a few people in chat. Actually, let me move I've got the red mug today, as you can see here, full of hot chocolate yet again, because that's one of the best things for when you have a cold. It just feels good. And it is piping hot. I'm going to let that rest for just a little bit. Don't let me forget about it, or else we'll get very cold, and then it's not nearly as good. But let's see. Before we even announce who won the internet today, which someone did win the internet, and congratulations. Before we announce who won the internet, I just want to give a shout out to Debbie. I'm not sure if she's watching right now. Debbie has eye surgery today. She's really nervous about it. She wanted us to keep her in our thoughts and prayers as she begins that. She said, I texted her just a minute ago. She says she's in the waiting room right now, so I'm not sure if they got, she's just catching up on the stream a little bit, or if she's already in there. But wanted to shout out to her, just let her know we can't wait to have her back and seeing all of us online here soon. So that hopefully that goes great for her. Now we do have to give away the internet, because quite frankly, I don't want it today. And so if I can give it away, that's a good thing. As far as that goes, Mr. DMB, Mrs. DMB. I don't know if DMB is a Mr. and Mrs. DMB secondus. I think that's a Mr. I believe it's a Mr. Correct me if I'm wrong, DMB. I just assigned you a gender. But you came in first with a morning, and then immediately followed with the, oh fudge, do I have to deal with the whole of the internet today? And the answer is yes. Yes, you do. Congratulations, and my condolences. I appreciate you accidentally coming in first and taking on that responsibility for the whole world. It's been, ever since Al Gore invented the internet, somebody's had to do this every single day. And today is your day. So congratulations. Good luck there. Let's see here. We've got Golden Moms in the house. TW, stay warm today. Yes, it's starting to get cold. It's getting cold. Took the garbage out earlier. Brr. Aileen, good morning, everyone. Katrina, good to have you here. Thanks for the drinks and the donuts all around. Laura, TW, I think we saw you just a minute ago. Yep, you're there. Just no donuts, just coffee. I love this morning music. Dance, dance, dance. Good morning, Abby. Good to have you here, all the way from across the pond. Tiffany Marie, yay! I thought you were out sick today, and we might be a shorter stream today, but I'm feeling better actually right now than I was yesterday at this time. So maybe that's a good sign. I might be on the tail end of this and on the up and up. Charlie Peterson, good to have you here. Ahoy, sailors. Mary Kay, good morning. Pauline, Jill Hipple, good morning. Good to have you. I hope you're feeling better today. I am feeling somewhat better. It might be the amount of hot chocolate I've consumed. That might be artificially inflating my feelings, which is very possible. See, I think I'm feeling good enough that I can go full camera on the screen. There we go. How about that? That's how confident I am about how good I feel. Good morning, Bella. Fairy 66. Good to have you here. Golden Girl. Tony Fortune's in the house. MB, good morning. Hope you're there. I hope everyone's feeling better. I know several of you have been under the weather, just had a rough couple days or even a week. Hopefully you're all on the mend and can be healthy for Christmas. Dallas K, here we are. I do apologize, had a little bit of a late start. I've got to throw Mrs. R.A. under the bus. She was using the screen that I needed. That's why I waited. I waited. I normally hog it all day long, so I figured she needed it just for a few minutes. I could do that. So that was nice of her. She said, as soon as you're ready, let me know, and I'll be done. And she was. So thank you. Wombat Mommy, thank you. Good to have you here. Brent, good morning. It's just a great morning. Carly's in the house. Samantha Terry, all you beautiful people. Samantha Terry, you're beautiful yourself. Thanks for being here. Ginger Meadows. I think we might be doubling up here. Is there anybody I missed? Chandra's in the house. Let's see here. Oh, there's a ton. Why is it just keeps scrolling and scrolling? Sweet and Sassy. I sent you a message, Sweet and Sassy. Thank you so much for your tweets. I did point out that I did miss one of Sweet and Sassy's remarks yesterday, and then I caught it when someone else reminded me of what she had said. For some reason, Sweet and Sassy lives in the future and is able to get breaking news and pass it on to me like minutes before anyone else does. That is a talent, so thank you very much. Oh, man. Already got the tissue going today. Let's see. MB, Abby, Tony, Katrina, Ona Globe. I caught the name change. I still can't remember, Richard, that this is you. I just can't. It doesn't connect yet, but it will get there. Let's see. Mr. 80s Music, not 80s Music Man. I do like the shortened name. I think it's a little easier to type. Can I just smell the donuts? Just pass them around. I promise not to eat one. I think everyone has colds currently with the weather change. Yeah, and it's going to get so cold. It's going to get so cold. Jimmy King. Hello. Lee here as well. Chandra, did I miss you? Fancy meeting you here. Yeah, here we are. Good morning, friends. Grit Grinder. Good morning. Welcome. All right, so I think I've caught most of you. A few of may still be Rich Buddy. I see you there. Maybe sliding in here at the last minute. Okay, Laura, see you there. Mac. Okay, anyone else who comes in after this, they're late. That's it. From now on, just let them know if they come in and say hi. Just say, hey, you're late. Try not to let that happen again. That's one demerit. All right, so today we have very little on the schedule. As a matter of fact, the only thing that I could really see that was slightly interesting is Young Thug, which is always risky. The Young Thug is actually, it's not a trial yet. It will be going to trial, but it's a hearing. And because there are so many defendants, and each defendant has, one or two lawyers or more, you can't take two steps forward at any moment. It's like every time they try to do one thing, every lawyer wants to participate for each one of their clients. And it got to the point where the judge yesterday was saying, look, can we just assume that if one of you makes an objection, I assume that all of you have made that same objection. We don't need everyone to come up and say, me too, I also object, or, change the wording a little bit, and that's my objection. He's like, let's just assume that so say one, so say all. Smell the donuts or lick the donuts. What's the difference, Wombat Mommy? I mean, really, as long as you don't eat it, I think it shouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure about the name change, but I'm stumped for a good replacement. Choosing a username is one of the most challenging parts of any social media platform. It really is, because all the good ones are taken. I think there are bots out there that as soon as a new platform comes out, they take all the good usernames, and then you're left with something that's not really you or just doesn't make sense. But and here are my recovery addicts leading the charge on that front. You can just smell them from 6 rooms away. She's guarding them. Maybe Judge Alex is streaming. We could pick up some of the smaller trials. I was watching some of those this morning. We could possibly look for the latest knocks, but I just haven't pre-watched that yet. The Young Thug trial. Tiffany, the thing that interests me about this is basically these are the type of charges that they wanted to get like Al Capone on, right? Instead of like tax evasion. This is like the real deal. You're running a criminal organization that's basically doing all the crimes, and they wrap it all up in these RICO charges. And then they tried to get everybody, the whole squad. So that's what we're looking at right now. Andriel, we had the sentencing yesterday, which we thought would never come. We thought it would never come with Dean, Aaron Dean, and he got just shy of 12 years as his sentence. I know that that was a bit of a compromise. I was listening to the lawyer, the self-defense lawyer, that was talking about that, and he says that was just an unjust verdict all around. And his explanation of that was that the only way, because he said, I did intend, I pulled the trigger on purpose, so the intent was there. So the only way they could find him not guilty of the murder charge, the higher of the two charges, was if they found that self-defense was justified, So he was not guilty of murder because of self-defense. And if self-defense was justified, it would also be justified in the lower charge as well. And so according to his logic, it was inappropriate for the jury, if they found him not guilty of murder. They could have found him guilty of murder, but if they found him not guilty of murder, they should have also found him not guilty of the manslaughter charge, which is just an interesting idea. I hadn't looked at it that way. And of course, he is the self-defense lawyer. That's what he wants to push. And there may be more to it. He might be simplifying it just a little bit, but it was an interesting take. Let's see where we are. I wanted to show you just a little bit with the way this cold has hit me. I actually found a video online, a little viral video, and this happens really fast. So I'm going to hit this button, the screen's going to change, and within about 3 frames, it's all going to blow up. Okay, so that's how fast. So everyone, if you're listening only and you have just a moment, go ahead and walk over and look at the screen, because when I count down from 5, it's going to happen. And this sort of describes, this is like a graphical representation of how this cold hit me this week. So ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And of course it didn't play. Okay, so this video out of Tennessee is a train crash that went viral just the other day. Huge derailment. It got pretty bad. So let me back it up just a little bit for you here and show you what happened. This truck that's going across the rails right now, you can see the arms are down on that beam. This is one of those big beams they used to make bridges out of. Okay, like the reconstructing a bridge like an overpass or something. So it's a huge clear span, and it's a very long trailer with like this detached trailer caboose type thing, but it's being pulled by a semi, and up ahead there's a light, and this light has traffic at it, and so the truck starts going, and then the traffic stops, and along comes Mr. Train, and the train cannot stop, so it rolls in here. And this is a concrete beam, so you're going to see it's got reinforced like steel and stuff in it. But the second this thing hits it, boom, there's like almost no slowing down of the train at all. It just pulverizes one end. But the bars hold inside it, so it grabs the beam on the other side as well and sort of yanks it off the truck and then pushes the whole thing along down through here. It ends up derailing, not the engine. I believe the engine didn't derail, but the cars behind it, because the engine was slowing so fast, the cars behind it popped off the track, and you'll see here there was quite a few cars that just dumped over on the ground. Just crazy. Anyway, so that's what happened. So let me come back to me. There we go. That's how I got the cold, and that's how it felt. So it just walloped me. Let's see, where did we end up? I skipped a little bit in chat here. I have to keep my username close to my real name. I'll forget my own username. That's a good strategy. Rich Buddy says, so would 9 years, 11 months have been harsher sentence than 20 years in the Dean case? Well, the difference, Rich, if they did anything over 10 years, then if he makes an appeal, he can't get out pending the appeal decision, which is one of the things you can do if it's less than 10 years. So any appeal that's made will have to be processed and be approved before he gets out, whereas otherwise he could say, I'd like to make this appeal, and I'd like to be out until the appeal is decided. You basically stay the decision, the sentence. So possibly from the time served point of view, Rich, yes, it could have been harsher, because 9 years, 11 months. Let's see. No, it would still be half the sentence. He'd still have to serve half the sentence before he's eligible for parole. That doesn't change whether it's through. It would have to be. There's a point where it changes. Basically, he has to serve a minimum of 2 years. Okay, that's the minimum sentence. So I think after 2 years, he becomes eligible for parole at the point he serves half of the time that he's been sentenced to. So I think it wouldn't have been harsher. The only thing it did was make him not be able to get out on appeal. Of course, if it was less than 10 years, they also could have said, probation, which they didn't. Okay, thank you for pointing out the people who are late. Let's mock them and ridicule them ceaselessly so that it will never happen again. Michelle, we're looking at you. Just kidding. Welcome, glad you're here. Izzy, my jaw just dropped. Yeah, that was insane video, wasn't it? Charlie Peterson, Andrew Bronca will always defend the officer. He does work for them. He was wrong on Chauvin, Potter, and Dean, and the Dean verdict was obviously a compromise verdict in my view. He agrees with you about the compromise verdict. I think Andrew's the self-defense lawyer, right? And that's his job. I mean, he has a whole side of his channel where he basically says he'll give you advice, legal advice, if you pay for certain if you join a certain level of membership. Let's see. So yeah, that's his narrative basically. Sounds like RA was watching Law of Self-Defense. I was going back and forth between the two channels. I do like it. I don't always agree with everything he says, but I do really appreciate his analysis because he has an opinion that I can see where he's coming from, and so when he tells me something, it just gives me a big another viewpoint that's useful for me. What happened to the SB case? Don't tell me she escaped in a briefcase. No, she actually didn't ever get to the courtroom, according to, I think it was Amber. Was that Amber that was telling me that? Some of you, I reached out to several of you this morning and just said thank you, by the way, for the tips you've been sending on the burner phone. It's been amazing, especially as I've had this cold and just, when I'm not live streaming, I'm just sort of recouping a little bit. And you guys keeping me in the loop and telling me, hey, this is happening. This is the background. It's been a game changer for me. Thank you so much. But Sarah Boone had some other cases that the judge had pop up on his docket, sort of like in a pinch in the last minute. Those went long, and that caused problems with getting Sarah Boone to the courthouse, and the judge rescheduled it for tomorrow for the hearing. So we'll have that. And let me actually check and see if the judge has done anything on I've got her file pulled up right here. Let's check here. This is the Orange County Clerk. My eClerk is the website. But I'm in the Orange County Clerk side. I've searched for her case number, record search. There's her case number. I'm not a robot. Please tell me the answers. There we go. Let's see. Let's see if anything else has been filed from the judge as a response to this. Nope, we just got the motion to withdraw. The hearing status was on the 20th. It's now been moved to the 22nd. And we still have the pretrial conference on the 17th of January, and the trial is still on the 30th of January. So all that can change tomorrow when we have that hearing status, especially if the judge lets this attorney off, which I don't think he will initially. I think he's going to push back a little bit, mostly because it's last minute. It's like last minute, just like he's been on this case for so long, and according to Sarah Boone, hasn't done anything, at least to her knowledge. Let's see. Anyone hurt? Gordon, I don't know on that. I don't know at all. I'm hoping nobody was. It wasn't on the news. They didn't say that anyone was hurt. If you were the engineer in that front engine, that's not a fun view to be looking at a big concrete beam as you zip towards it at 60 miles an hour. There's a bridge in Durham that is called the Can Opener Bridge. There's a YouTube channel that probably 100 plus videos of trucks being wrecked. Michelle, I think there's one up in Oregon as well. It's like the 10-2. They call that whatever the height is of the bridge, the 10-foot something, and it just catches U-Hauls all day long. That's all it does. It's just every truck that comes through, it just peels the top off as well. And I do like watching those videos, mostly because in the video frame, at least the bridge, I think the one in Oregon, or it's on the West Coast somewhere, in the video frame for that one, you can see the flashing alert lights that say your truck's too tall, you've triggered the sensor, please stop, turn around, back up, don't proceed, and they still just drive right through. Those might be fun to watch. Let's see, Tina, I love that you're getting paid to watch. That is the best of both worlds. Who's paying you to watch me? Let's see, where's Tina? I don't know where Tina is. Anyway, I'm glad you're also getting paid to watch. Cold hits hard and fast for sure. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, KQD. 34, above freezing, just barely. Let's see. Hey, Rich, buddy, that story sounds like there's something else to it. The chief investigator was killed. Didn't hear the oncoming train was right on the tracks. Yeah. I don't know. Wow, that sounds... I'm not saying that it wasn't a coincidence, but that sounds like it needs some investigation. Good morning, Ven. Good to have you here. I write down passwords, put them in a notebook, and lose the notebook. I used to, in my employment for the Department of Defense, I had to keep very complex passwords, which rotated on a very short rotation. And so if you can imagine random numbers and symbols and letters and capitalization in a lengthy password that's probably longer than most of any of your normal passwords, and having about 16 of those, and they're all different, and they all rotate about every 30 days. That was rough to keep track of. Let's see. I now put them in my phone under my contacts. Well, now we know, MB. If we ever get a hold of your phone, we have access to your whole life. And did you see on speaking of phones, getting a hold of somebody's phone? Did you see that Elon Musk? I think he sent a tweet basically saying, I got drunk at the World Cup and somebody stole my phone and posted that poll saying, should I quit Twitter? Is that, I'm not sure if that was a joke post or if he really posted that, because I went back and I couldn't find it. But apparently he's not quitting. He paid $44 billion and he's not going to step down. I heard that even with good behavior, et cetera, serious sentences like this one often do not get paroled the first time or not at all. 6 years is not a given. You're right, Ed. There is no guarantee that once he becomes eligible for parole that he will receive parole. And that's true. KQD says, I accept the mocking, but I can't promise to never be late again. Being late seems to be my norm. Well, luckily, we never lock the door on the channel. Even if you come in right at the last minute, you're welcome to come in and enjoy the portion for which you are here. So let me see if Young Thug, what's the schedule on Young Thug here? Let's see if we got anything in... Where's Young Thug at? There we go. We're still waiting for that one to come. I believe is that one in Florida? That's not a Florida case, is it? Can somebody tell me? You can probably find it before I can. What state's the Young Thug being charged in? My voice did get deeper with the cold. I also got some on the high end, too. My wife was listening to music, and I'm like, hey, I think I can hit that note today, and I did. Didn't sound great, but I could hit it. Oh, man. Anne, I hope you get feeling better. This is no fun. Do you see the Depp v. Heard case finally closed? The final statement from Depp's team was savage. I heard that Amber did pledge to give him $1 million, and that's nice if that ever happens. I did not see the response from Depp's team. I can see it being another jab at her a little bit. Hot soup and chili pickles for me. Blast the cold right out of here. Might have to try that. Let's see. Okay, I think we're caught up with nothing going on. Is there anything else we need to follow? Any update from Idaho? This is a great one, Golden Mom. The last I heard on Idaho from the 4 college students that were stabbed to death up there is they found a car nearby. I believe it was in Oregon, and the car matches that parameter, that 2011 to 2013 white. I think it's a Hyundai Elantra or something like that. It matches that, but they found this car on the side of the road with major front end damage, no plates. And the Idaho police say, hey, we know about it. And the Oregon police say, yeah, we've contacted them. We're looking into it. Let's see. Get well soon. Thank you, Tiffany. I got the little what is this? Is this For some reason, I'm thinking Despicable Me, but that's not it. It's the little yellow guys. So I ripped my phone out of the charger. Who are these guys? My kids would laugh at me if I can't remember this right now. The name's gone, but it's a little get well soon meme. There's a flu bug going around here in school. 2 bowling members, including my nephew, had to sit out of the team. Got bad because of it. I hate that bug to be. Yeah, the flu bug is not fun. I don't think that's what I have. I think I've just got a cold, but we're good there. Atlanta, that's it. It's in Atlanta. Sean, thank you so much. Why isn't everything in Florida? It seems like that some days, unless it's a car chase. The car chases all happen usually in Dallas. A few in, what is it, Arkansas? There's one state that just does pit maneuvers. Just anytime somebody doesn't pull over and within the first 3 seconds of the lights being on, they just do a pit maneuver. Is that Arkansas that does that? I forget. I believe the key word there is pledge. Yes. Whether or not Mr. Depp gets the $1 million is still to be decided. The snark was real from Depp's team, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'll have to go back and look at that. I won't do it live today, but let's see. The police outruled that car being tied to Idaho this morning. Okay, that's not the news we wanted. Obviously, we wanted to hear that that things were progressing, possibly tied to, got some more clues. Minions. I got like 50 Minions comments in here from everybody. Yes, it was the Minions. Thank you very much, Tiffany Marie. Let's see. Depp's team used her words and stated the payment of $1 million, which Mr. Depp is pledging, niceties pledge, will actually donate to charities. Yeah, it wasn't about the money for him. It never was. Like us, the chat is like your minions. I will never forget that now, Tiffany Marie. I'll remember. Today, New York City cops are heading to Florida in droves. What is this? Is this the first part of a punchline, Toxic, or what's happening? Or I saw today. Is this? Are you talking about just like police officers are transferring and taking jobs in Florida? I'd like to know what that's about, and why are they leaving New York? Are we still on Senate's watch? No, KF7AIK. We got that yesterday. It came in immediately after I stopped my live stream during the afternoon. We did 5.5 hours, got a 10-minute break, and then, boom, they had a verdict. And the verdict came back with incarceration for 11 years, 10 months, 12 days for Mr. Dean, which means that he's not eligible for parole until after approximately 6 years of time served. He will appeal. I'm sure he will appeal, probably having something to do with the witness coaching of the main witness or the other witness who saw the shooting. I think he might have some grounds there, just in my opinion. But on appeal, because it's over a 10-year sentence, he will not be able to be released until, released on appeal. So he'll stay in custody while he appeals. The car was tracked to a lady in a 4-car accident, no connection to Idaho. So why did she just pulled her plates and thought, hey, you can't find me now? Does she not know what a VIN is? Let's see. Getting some updates here from some of the different law and crime people. Man, not the cases we're following here. What happened with the Sarah Boone yesterday? Jojo, Sarah Boone's case got pushed because a couple others got sort of brought up at the last minute for the judge, and they couldn't coordinate her being present, which she's requested to be. So they bumped it out till tomorrow. That's pretty much the only thing happening tomorrow, unless Young Thug goes on again tomorrow as well, which we're not seeing just yet. Still waiting for Young Thug to appear on that hearing. Just sent real chase. My son was in Florida. So you just sent something? Let me just check here. Are you talking to the burner phone? You sent something? There it is. Let's see. Last Sunday was in a real chase. Work truck was stolen and a message went out. That's crazy. Okay, you sent me the whole story. I'm going to read that here, but not on the air because I don't know if you'd want all of it read. But that's an amazing story. Did get some messages from people who have followed my advice and got the SMB pickles, the spicy maple bourbon pickles. And so far, I don't have any responses from somebody who says that they're just not for me. I just don't like them. And basically, if you do buy them and try them and don't like them, I don't want to hear about it because you're wrong. They're so good. They really are. No, I'm kidding about, if you don't like them, you can tell me. But everyone who has followed my advice and bought those pickles, I think has enjoyed them. Had a big dump of snow yesterday, says Kevin, here in Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada, so I wasn't able to watch. What happened with Sarah Boone yesterday? Well, Kevin, you can go back and watch the live we did. We covered basically everything that's out there on Sarah Boone. So we did it all in one case. We had a little bit of other stuff brought in there as well. But so we covered the video that she filmed of the suitcase. We covered both her, the police response to the apartment. We covered her interrogation video. We played all that. We went over all of her letters that she sent to her lawyer and two to the lawyer, or one to the lawyer, two to the judge. We also covered all of her lawyer's motions to withdraw and followed where we are, how we got to the point we are, including the one that we got just 2 days ago from her current lawyer who wants out. But unfortunately, yesterday's hearing got pushed till tomorrow for Sarah Boone. So we don't know what the status is right now. We don't know if the lawyer that she currently has will be allowed to get off the case. The judge might say, no, you don't have reason. Just because you don't like her and she's a pain in the butt doesn't mean you can't be her lawyer. But you've got to wonder if she's going to have very effective defense if they hate each other. Okay, let's see. Love the pickles. They are amazing. Katrina, got a Bolt grandson, needs to ride to work and then have to work myself. I'll listen in. Thanks, Katrina. Thank you for being here in the morning and checking in with us. Hope you have a great day. But did you write a letter about it? Are you talking about Sarah Boone? Okay. MB, I wonder if she... Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. Did you write a letter about it? I think she is probably frustrated because she got notice that it was going to be held and then probably didn't get notice that it wasn't going to be held. So she's probably livid and wondering if it went on without her or what happened or something like that. So one of you write a letter to her and just keep her up to date. Still nothing from Young Thug. We're going to take that live this morning. Hopefully they won't have any more Zoom bomb issues with people hijacking their Zoom feed because that causes problems for all of us. What brand is the pickle, says Jojo Peter? They're called Sam's Choice. It's a Walmart brand, but so it's produced and shipped by Walmart. Okay. All right. So we basically have a quiet day. You guys forgot to remind me about my hot chocolate. It's getting cold. I'm blaming you for that. Oh, it's delicious. It's so smooth. This is good. She probably even brushed her hair even. She was all ready to go. Gotta run, says Wombat Mommy. I'm not Sarah Boone's babysitter. Catlaw, good to have you here. You're late, by the way. That's one demerit. I think what we're gonna do, because I'm sick and Young Thug is taking his own sweet time here. Let me see what the timing is. It's supposed to be going right now, right? Did anyone else see differently on that? Oh, it's scheduled for 10 a.m. We've got 20 minutes. 20 minutes before it's supposed to start. I was thinking it was 9:30 for some reason. Those Atlanta guys, they have a different schedule. They're not early risers. Let's see if there's anything else we need to catch up on. Wanda French says, I have the best serial killer playlist ever. Give us a couple of the songs on that, Wanda. I'd love to hear what you listen to that you consider serial killer? I mean, is it just like the band name, like the Killers type thing, or is it just is it music to die for? I guess. What's the name of the hot chocolate again, please? It's called Stevens Hot Cocoa. I can put a link there. Let me copy it right here. Just one second. I will say this link, first of all, don't feel like you need to buy it at this link. If you do buy it at this link, you will have it delivered right to your door, which is fine. That's good. But, and I would get a couple dollars if you do it. But this is a lot of hot chocolate. First of all, this is 4 canisters of hot chocolate. And it is very good hot chocolate. But this price is much more expensive than you can find it at some of your stores. I mean, if you have a Food Lion, or I haven't seen it in Walmart very much, but maybe some of your other brand stores, you can find that. If you don't have it locally, this might be your only option to buy it. But they make amazing hot chocolate and a million different flavors too. Will you sing me a birthday song? Ven, is it your birthday? Is it your birthday, Ven? I should know this. I don't know if I can sing a birthday song without getting a copyright strike. Why did Facebook not tell me it's your birthday? Did you lie to Facebook? 20 minutes for Young Thug. We have to add about 15 minutes for courtroom roll call. Oh my goodness, that takes forever. I'm not too big on pickles in general. Nally Banquet Baby Dills accepted. SMB are really good though. I'm telling you, I'm onto something here. I drink Swiss Miss hot cocoa here. That is not bad. Swiss Miss is not bad chocolate. I'm not going to knock it. But if you've never tried Stevens hot cocoa, you're missing the smoothness and the brilliant flavor that it offers. I've never found it anywhere else. Lots of December birthdays. We have quite a few here in chat. I lie to Facebook. That's why. Mrs. R.A. does the same thing, and all her friends think her birthday's on a different day than it is. What happy birthday song would you want? And realize I've got a cold, and so A, I can't hear myself very well, or B, I can't sing. But I imagine if I start singing, you guys are going to clip this. It'll end up on Discord, and I'll never live it down. Can't wait for some more of this interesting trials to start like SB. J-Kid, we've got a couple interesting ones. We've got the Murdaugh case, which is in South Carolina. Lawyer, law, crime, white-collar crime. It's bizarre. That one gets crazy. We've got that one coming up. We've got, next year we have Sarah Boone, obviously, in January. We've got one that starts in February. Let me check the schedule. Which one's that? I think Murdaugh starts February 1st or 2nd or something like that. Let's see, Murdaugh. Quentin Simon, we've got a hearing on that one on January 11th for for little baby Quentin, but that's going to be further out for the trial. We've got the Daybell trial starting next year as well. Early next year. That's not going to be televised, though, so we'll have to follow that sort of after the fact. Let's see. Spanish teacher. We've got Spanish teacher both in March and May. What else do we have? We've got the Delphi murders is going on in March. A little bit from the Oakland shooter. The parents of the Oakland shooter are scheduled originally for a trial date on the 17th of January. So that's coming up. Okay, the antifreeze murder. Where's the antifreeze murder at? For some reason, I don't have any dates on that. Is that one done? This is a retrial, I believe, right? The antifreeze murder, Mark Jensen, I think is his name. He got a retrial he got an appeal, and it's going to be retried. He was convicted for killing his wife. Tried to poison her with antifreeze and then smothered her. allegation. The interesting thing in that case is initially in his trial, the letter his wife wrote before she died saying basically, if I die, it's my husband who did it, is not going to be admitted in this next trial. For some reason, that's been excluded. Please sing it. Please sing it the way, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Van. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Van, that was your song. It was worth the copyright strike. It was worth it. Can I sing the Eeyore Sad Birthday song? I don't know the Eeyore Sad Birthday song. I don't know that one. Maybe I'll have to look it up. Golden milk is a drink made with honey, turmeric, and black pepper. Okay, so these are things I would not mix together. With milk, honey, turmeric, and black pepper. Those 4 ingredients are not some I'd say, hey, let's try this. But it's intriguing. I do like milk. I do like black pepper. I like honey, and turmeric is that's also good. I might have to try that, but I'll need a recipe of some sort, Asmuth. That seems if you get the quantities wrong, it could be disastrous, I think. That was amazing. Thank you. That's all I've got in me with the cold. That's it. I sound exactly like Marilyn. If I just had the skirt on the fan on the subway thing, I'd fool you all. You can't unhear that, Charlie. No amount of bleach in your ears is going to fix what you just heard. What have I just walked in on? Ashley, you're late, first of all. Yeah, it's Ven's birthday, and I was asked to sing a happy birthday song with a cold, I might say, with the cold, and then I was asked to sing it as if I was Marilyn Monroe. So combining those 3 recipes for disaster, that's what you got. That made me feel uncomfortable. Oh, man. I tried to do it as breathy as I could. Richard's now like, on a globe, it says, I'm never going to disclose my date of birth, just for that reason, just so I don't sing to you. I'm sorry if I missed it, but the ex-policeman Dean said it's Professor Phil Bell. Yes, we thought it would never happen. We thought the jury would deliberate through the new year. But they came back with a verdict, and he got a sentence of 11 years, 10 months, and 12 days, which is very symbolic. Zion is 11 years old, and Tatiana was killed on 10/12. And so the numbers were sort of like a nod to them, to the family. The family in the courtroom, they were very accepting of the result. There have been some people who've really pushed for 20 years. They're not very happy about it, but they were very cordial. I mean, just like they behaved well. There wasn't a lot of outrage in the courtroom on either side. I will say that. But because they went over the 10-year mark, if he appeals, he will have to stay in custody during his appeal, which I'm sure he's going to appeal. Let's see. Maybe we should do Weather Watch. Weather Watch, what's your schedule this morning? Should we try to bring Weather Watch in today? Let's see here. Have you ever had wassail? My wife makes something called Russian punch, which I believe is similar to wassail. It's good for a cold, but I wouldn't want to drink it any other time. I know it's like a festive, like holiday drink, but I'm not a huge fan. Tiffany Marie says, tomorrow's my birthday, going to need a rerun of that. I think, I'm not sure I can do it tomorrow. Are you committed to staying with the RA name now? If you do switch, it'll get harder with you growing. I am sort of attached to the name. I did on one of my other social media channels, I changed the nickname, like what the alias that I'm known by, to Discovery Addict, which I toyed with switching earlier. But basically, I love the name. I love Recovery Addict. And I realize it's not the perfect fit, but it's just me. Mark Jensen, date is January 9th. Toxic, thank you for that. If you guys don't know, Toxic does a fantastic job on the Discord, and this information would all be available there, which, had I gone over and looked, I would have found. But no. Okay, January 9th, and that's trial. Okay. So we might take a look at that one, because that's an interesting case, especially because it was an appeal. Just needs to create a button so we can autoplay a birthday song. I'm worried that first of all, I have to sing well for the copyright to get to find me, right? If you sing it poorly, then it doesn't match up the sound print. But I'm pretty sure I can get a strike for that. Glad Ashley's feeling better. Hopefully it's all better for everybody. I'm late, and you're late, and you're late, and you're late. Yes, everybody's late. I was late. Catlaw, you're right. I was a couple minutes late this morning, so I have no reason to point out anyone else being late. Good morning, and I'm on the big screen, hopefully looking good, too. Have a great day, Maureen. Thanks for bringing us with you on the big screen. Waiting for Young Thug, and it just sort of dropped off my screen there. And it just said the video is private. What is happening? Yeah, let's try this again. I think they just stopped and restarted their feed. Where did the Young Thug feed go? It's about to start in 9 minutes, and it just disappeared. Let's see. Let me search, see if anybody else is carrying this. It's out of Atlanta. You know what I need? I need a map that shows me in all the big cities the television station channels for that city. Okay. Looking for Young Thug Trial Live. 11 Alive should be carrying this one. Let me just see if they've got a feed. They 11 Alive carried the incident, the infamous incident, and I believe it's still up on their video. You can still see the hearing, which got Zoom bombed with all the details, as small as they are, on the screen, which I don't know how they're able to stay up on YouTube, because it's against the YouTube's terms of service to have that much skin. Let's put it that way. So 11 Alive. Give me just a second here. We'll get there. 11 Alive. They don't even have a placeholder for it yet. Okay, we'll find it eventually. We'll get there. I think it'll still pop up. All right. Try abuelitas. I don't know how to say that. I'll need a pronunciation guide with that, J-Kid. Mexican chocolate. It's awesome for hot chocolate. And probably real sugar, too. Just yummy. Made 7 dozen cookies for hubby's work. I hope he gets a raise. That's a lot of work. And then I hope you get his raise. Good morning, Arkansas Magnet Fisher and Magnet Metal Detecting. Good to have you here. Hope you and the missus are doing great today. Let's see. I'm feeling somewhat better, but now Riley's sick. Riley, oh no. Riley, if you can hear me, we're pulling for you. Hope you get better soon. Okay. What did this Young Thug fellow do, says Lee here. Lee, I think the question would be easier to answer if you asked it a little bit differently and said, what didn't this young thug fellow do? These are RICO charges. These are racketeering charges, where basically they're saying you ran a criminal enterprise that did all the crimes. Basically from murder, everything except espionage, I think, was in the list. It has so many things in there. It's bizarre. But just running a criminal organization is what he and all his cohorts were charged with. Let's see. Hey, live police chase. Are you serious? Right now? South of Phoenix? Let me see who's got this. Rick Thomas. Let me pull up the channel that has that. It looks like. Okay, this is NBC LA is carrying it. Let me pull that up here. Oops. Never works because the B button doesn't work on my keyboard very well. NBC LA live.
My favorite time of year is
This is not it. Okay. I'm looking for the feed. Let's see. I have to take it from my phone. This shows December 17th. Is that the right one? Rick? Live police chase south of Phoenix. Rick, what's the link for this? Where are you getting that one? Fox 10, Phoenix has a car chase? Okay. Just don't let him stop it before we get there. Police chase. Here we go. Oh, it did end, so we're going to rewind. We'll get this here. It's always good when there is a good ending, but I'd like to be there for it. Just 1 second. And we'll take it full screen. Just getting everything set up here. Thanks, guys, for the tip on this one. So it looks like we've got about a 20-minute. Okay, here we go. Let's bring this in right here. Don't have any audio here yet. Let me switch it over. That's my fault. Oh, why did it drop? Okay, so there's our chase. You guys seeing this? Is it working? So, let's see. If somebody who's seen this, if you know what the Dallas, what's the want on this one, other than failure to stop? What's the initial stop? Is this like a traffic stop that he fled? Oh, did you see what's on the front of that car? I think he had the grappler on it. Ooh, that's not good. Why is the feed dropping here? Is this just the camera losing connection? Yep, that's what it was. Oh, they're playing cat and mouse here around a semi, which is so dangerous. Oh, see you, Bob. Thanks for sticking with us on your commute. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Look at that. In the ravine, rolls. Yep, for sure he was going to roll that. 1, 2. Ends up on the wheels at least. Let's see if he's able to bail here, or if he's still trying to figure out what happened. You see on the front of that black car right there ahead of him? That's the grappler. Do you see that the device? That's what attaches around the axle and just causes mayhem. It just locks up the back wheels. Man, you better hope that's a rental. Do we have any trials to cover today? We've got Young Thug coming up, but we're still waiting for the feed on that one. Michelle? So it was still a little bit early in the morning there in Phoenix. That's why it's not lit very well, just in early dawn. Looks like he is able to get out of the vehicle on his own. Whoa. Yeah, don't reach for your belt. We realize all these thugs tend to have problems keeping their pants up, but reaching for your belt is not what you want to do when you're at gunpoint. Anything new on the Delphi murders? Carol, I don't have any new information. They're sort of keeping that close to the chest. We'll have to watch, wait, and see. I'm not even sure if they're going to live stream that case. Okay, so now he's showing he doesn't have any weapons. Another person in the vehicle as well. He's walking backwards. He's about to get a little taste of dirt here when he gets on the ground. The other guy's doing the same thing. They should probably only handle one at a time. It's probably safer to just have one at a time. I'm not sure what's happening here. They might be just a little shook up after that rollover. It might. I think that's steam. I don't think it was on fire, toxic. That's probably something like radiator fluid or something like that that's on the engine, just in the wreck. It looks like you in GTA. Yeah, that's what these kids think they're playing. No dogs involved in this one, although I did see there's a video. Maybe we should go and pull that. I don't know how long ago it happened, but there's a video of a dog, pepper balls being sprayed, shot through a driver's side window, and then it shatters the window. And as soon as there's a hole that you can see the driver, the dog just fur missile through the window and bites the guy, just grabs him. It's unbelievable. Maybe we can pull that for tomorrow, and we can watch it in slow motion. I think that's a bumper. That's not a person laying there on the ground. I think it's just a bumper. Is the chase live? Izzy, it happened just minutes ago, so it just barely ended. We just rewound just a few minutes to see what had happened. This was down in Phoenix. I appreciate the tip on this one. I did not come across on my police chase app. He did try to sideswipe a cop car. Batman had a grappler as well. I think that's what they call it. I think they call it the grappler. It's basically like a fork, right? It has two arms that go forward, and it stretches like a toe strap type material between those two arms, and they bring it up and push it up against the rear tire of the vehicle. And the pressure, the friction of it being up against the rear tire causes it to go up and wrap around, and it has a big long spool of this tow cable that just causes it to wind around the axle and lock up that tire. It just completely destroys the back end of the car. But it's also very effective in stopping the car. So I like seeing when they use it. It didn't look like they got to use it on this one. They were trying to probably have a vehicle in front to slow it down to make sure they could do it. But let's see. Got the checking the car, making sure there's nobody else in there. Looks to be open. They're going to check the back here, see if they break the window or lift it. They might go for the brake here. Let's see. The officer's very cautious. There might still be somebody in the vehicle. If they weren't wearing their seatbelts during that wreck, they could have been thrown around and be in an awkward position in the vehicle too. There's got to be somebody still in the car. Because they're still like stacked up there. Now they're going in. This is so dangerous. They're shining a light there in the back. I guess they're trying to look what's in the back. The airbags were down. That's why they couldn't see. Okay, so nobody in the vehicle. They just had a gap, a space that was big enough to have somebody, but they couldn't see into. So they give the signal, all clear. And everyone can stand down now, so everybody's in custody. Catlaw's in charge of attendance today. Are you going to be in charge of attendance at the Young Thug trial? Because that's half the day is just doing attendance for that. And the Young Thug disappeared. Like, did Atlanta just decide to cancel their cases today? It should be starting, and I'm not seeing anything. Okay. I need my internet sleuths to go to work for me. Why did Young Thug cancel? Was there a pickle sale at Walmart? Was that what he's trying to get to? Probably. But now they're not going to get there because they drove recklessly. Hello, rental car company? Yeah, I don't know what happened, but the steering locked up and I ended up on the shoulder. Might want to send a wrecker. And can you send my lawyer as well? You have a police chase playlist. Wanda, you have music for everything, for every occasion. Carol, I think I just explained the grappler. If you came in and missed that, I can explain it again for you. It's basically a tow strap that wraps around the rear tire. They are able to. It's on an extended arm that goes out in front of the car. So the police car behind just comes up right behind, almost bumper to bumper, and it presses that tow strap against the back wheel, which causes it to wrap around the axle, and it just locks up the rear axle. Stops the tire from rotating. I have not followed that one, but let's see which one. I might know it by a different name. A lot of times I don't know by the individual. Charlie. Who's Charlie? Daniel, which case is that? What's the crime on that one? I'm guessing it's murder, but is it still connected to the car that had the grappler? Carol, it looks like they never got the grappler deployed. He was driving recklessly enough that they couldn't get close enough to do it. No one came out the driver's side. The driver's door may not open. Sometimes that happens when the top gets smushed like that. It just sort of locks shut. I wonder how the guy who was bitten by the dog at the liquor store is doing. Wonder if he'll sue. J-Kid, I did file a Freedom of Information Act request with the California Highway Patrol, and I asked for everything. I've asked for all the video. I've asked for all the documents, arrest reports, use of force reports, the helicopter footage, audio from the police, radios. I'm trying to get everything, and they have not responded. They do have 10 days to respond, but we'll see what they give me or how much it'll cost me to get it. Let's see. I'm going to see if they have those whiskey pickles at Walmart today. Would love to try them out. They're fantastic. Really, they are really good. I should probably get some sort of sponsorship from Walmart for that, but at least free pickles. I'm reading allegedly Young Thug may be trying to negotiate a plea deal. Well, that probably would be wise because it sounds like they think he committed every crime in the book. So let's see. Young Thug, is it coming up here now? Still says video is private. Has anyone seen the Young Thug video out there? We did have the OnlyFans got a copy of, the OnlyFans murder. Long Crime got a copy of the full interrogation video, and they're saying that the only one that has it, and that's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing that we have it, but it's a bad thing that they say that it's an exclusive because they might try to copyright it, even though they didn't produce it. And then it makes it very difficult for me to share because they're sort of aggressive in guarding their copyrights, even under fair use. But that is an interesting interrogation because in watching it, the first about 30 minutes of it, she's just sitting alone in the interrogation room, and her attire is sort of different than what some would wear. She seems to be wearing very little, like a swimsuit type thing, bikini, and then like a little how would you describe it? Like a light, like a silk type covering, and anyway, she wears that, and she's wearing that during the interrogation. At some point during the interrogation, they say, okay, she's covered in blood, first of all. Okay, so she's like, we need to photograph for the evidence, and then we're going to have you change. And she changes into like a zip up protective suit, like the evidence guys wear, like the CSI guys wear at a crime scene. That's what they give her to change into. And so the first half of her trial, she's dressed very scantily. In the last half, she looks like she's a CSI guy. But I didn't get to hear all of it. But I know that during the interrogation, the police, I'm not sure if they didn't know or if they intentionally didn't tell her that the boyfriend was dead, Christian was dead. So the first 30 minutes or so, she's on her own. She's like periodically like bursting into tears for just a few seconds and crying, and then sort of praying that Christian survives and is protected from her. And so it goes back and forth, and then at one point, let's see, I saw the OnlyFans footage. It's chilling. I haven't watched all of it, yeah, but I do want to get up to speed on that. I'm hoping the actual trial itself isn't so full of inappropriate material that it doesn't fit with our channel, with what we do. So I'm hoping that it's more of a murder trial and not like a big long advertisement for her OnlyFans channel, which is defunct now. It's gone. Okay, jury selection for trial to begin January 5th. That's on the OnlyFans, or on who was it that asked about Charlie Alderson? Daniel. Let's see. Daniel. What was your answer there? I don't know what trial that is. OnlyFans is Young Thug. Trial's January 5th. Okay, let me put him on my little short list. Makes it a little easier to track here. Young Thug. That's not too far off. So obviously, if he takes a plea deal, that won't happen. But okay. What are we watching? Just got here. We're watching the tail end of a chase down in Phoenix. Early morning chase. The sun's just rising right now. Had two people in the vehicle. We didn't get any audio on this one. It was video only, but it just happened about 15 minutes ago. And so we're just watching the helicopter. That car right there on the screen was the suspect's vehicle. Don't know if it's stolen. Don't know what the want was, but there were two individuals in it, and it was lost control, went off the side of the road, and ended up rolling twice. Ended up wheels up, and the suspects at that point realized the game was over, and they got out and with their hands up and surrendered. But reckless driving, pretty dangerous driving beforehand around semi trucks, passing on the shoulder. Swerving at police officers. I imagine none of that is really going to help their cause when they actually have to appear before a judge. I actively boycott LNC. I love them and hate them, Douglas. I don't like some of the things they do, but at the same time, they get access to some trials that are very interesting that we can't get otherwise. They do have a huge piggy bank that can support that. one day, Douglas, we will be there on this channel. We'll get to the point where we'll be able to follow cases that we want without requiring someone else's footage. That's my goal. I know those are lofty dreams, but I've got the professional expertise to do it. I've been in that industry long enough, and I think we can make it happen. Learn something new every day with Recovery Addict. Thanks. Yeah. Usually it's random thoughts. I have a lot of random information I can share. Let's see. Beautiful morning speed chase. The wafts of sage in the morning air. Scrap metal for the yard. 'Tis the season. It's all beautiful. We'll take it all. Nice sunrise. I hope the helicopter zooms out so we can see the sunrise over the desert with the cloud of dust. I watched part of the Clenny interrogation last night. Cracked me up when she asked for a hug. I did not see that part, MB. Who does she want to hug her? Was it the interrogator? The interviewer? Aaron, see, I like this channel. We like you, Aaron. Thank you for being here. Would not be the same without you. It will be like an emergency room with multiple screens. Can't wait. I will tell you I watched last night, and I was showing my wife this morning. I was showing, there's the video put out by, it's a small channel. It's a very small channel. The guy's name is Ryan, but I don't know what his last name. I think it's Ryan Jones or something like that. But if you search for the Ryan Hall Y'all house behind the scenes, you just sort of fit all that into the YouTube search, you're going to find a video where this kid interviews Ryan Hall Y'all, who is a very famous, he's the internet's weatherman is what he goes by. He's a lot like our Weather Watch. And I watched this channel just because I like the technical side of what he does. He's a great guy, and I love him. Great channel. I'm super pumped that he's doing well. But I like the technical side. I want to see behind the scenes. Let's just see the door won't open. Driver's door won't open, which is why we saw him climb out the passenger side. Anyway, so I watched this behind the scenes, and in his studio where he's filming, he has 15 monitors. And he's got live connections to 6 storm chasers. He has push button access to talk like radio, walkie-talkie style, to all of them. And Chandra, I won't forget a single one of you if I ever get to the 100,000 subscriber plaque. That would be amazing. That is one of my goals. I want to be there. And hopefully I want to provide the same content. My goal is also to have the same feel when I'm there that we have now, which is what I try to do every day we look at something. I try to keep it and make sure that we don't lose what brought you guys here in the first place, because I think I owe it to you to be true to that. So anyway, speaking of late, holy cow, Matthew Harris. They canceled court. We canceled court today, Matthew, because you weren't here. No, just kidding. How's it going? Good to have you here. I had a great radio voice. I could probably do that. I would sound better if I didn't have a cold, Aaron. I will say that. There were free donuts, Jake. I think there's just some crumbs. Most of the remaining donuts have been licked already, but help yourself. Laura says he's my favorite. Thank you so much, Laura. Appreciate you being here. Ryan is my hero. He's amazing, Weather Watch. He's absolutely amazing in what he's able to do. And I guess he was sort of like in the right place at the right time to grow to what he has done. And I know he's close to 800,000 subscribers or something like that, which is great. But I like that he saw what people wanted, which is the weather. And if having worked inside a news station, one of the highest paid individuals in the news station is the weatherman. It's a high skilled job. They're not just like a talking head reading a script. They actually do the work. They understand the airflows and the implications of what's happening as they're reading all the maps and the pressure and the temperatures and the fronts and everything. There's a lot of knowledge behind it that they sort of dumb down to us common folk so that we can understand what's happening. And at the same time, they have to be able to forecast to protect people, because a lot of times what they're saying is when there's severe weather, they're the warning we get. Okay, they're the siren. They're the reason the siren goes off and says, "Hey, be careful. This is setting up for this event." And we like to give them a hard time every time they say there's going to be snow and there isn't, and they say it's going to be sunny and it snows. It's not, it's not a perfect science because there are so many variables at play that things can change. But Ryan, when he looked at that and he looked at what's happening on the news, and he says basically, you have a 1 hour news show and 2 minutes of it are weather. People want more than that. They want more than just that condensed little, here's the 7-day forecast, thanks for watching type thing. And so he developed this channel that did phenomenal. And there's many more out there. I hope Weather Watch soon joins him with about 1 million subscribers. That would be awesome. I know you've got other things on your plate, Weather Watch, but anyway, watching the behind the scenes of that, it just made me drool. I'm like, he's got all the fun toys, and it was neat. So if you ever watch that, just look at the behind the scenes, and that's what I aspire to have eventually. Not the truck. I don't need the Storm Chaser truck. I'm perfectly fine staying inside and safe. Let's see. The hug came right after the interrogators told her stabbing Christian killed him. She's like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious? Can I have a hug? Is that allowed here?" Did they say yes? Or did he hug her? I would say no. I would say no at that point. It's like, no. It's all right. I'll pass on that one for right now. Ryan donates a ton of money to disaster victims. He does a lot of good. He really does. And he's got 25 employees to make the show run as well. Do I get an award for being the closest guest, 12 years for the Dean sentence? Matthew, as soon as that came in, everyone's like, that's what Matthew said. So you were spot on yet again, which I believe, I don't know how many wins you've had, but I know you've had 0 losses as far as predictions go, which is just reason, yet again, if you're in Texas and need a lawyer, to first call Matthew Harris, because he's right all the time, and he knows what's going to happen. Like, he has a crystal ball that can predict the future when it comes to trials. And what else would you want a lawyer to have? I mean, a crystal ball will really help you win. There should be an award, if nothing else, even if it's just an honorary title we give you. Mr. Right, I think, would probably be the correct one. We can call you Mr. Right. Not my Mr. Right, because, obviously it has double implications, but... Good morning, Michelle. Woke up late, so what am I looking at? This heavily damaged car. Why? We don't have much else to look at. So we just found a car that crashed, and this was actually the end of a police chase in Phoenix this morning. It's probably still going on right now. We're about 15 minutes delayed on the feed we're watching right now. But this was a high-speed chase that ended with the suspect vehicle going off-road and ended up doing a couple somersaults, landed on its feet. I'd give it about 8 out of 10 score-wise. It was pretty good that way, but it did have a little rotation that was unexpected. 2 people inside sort of got shook up a bit and surrendered immediately after standing and taking the bow, or lifting their shirt, whatever it was. It's like gymnastics, car chases. Who else is waiting for the snowstorm to hit? Ginger, we all are. It's crazy. It's getting cold. Just got here. Is that the car chase from the Idaho case? No, last poet. We heard about that white car, and I think this morning, last word is that the car up in Oregon that they found, I think it was in Oregon, across the border, has been ruled out. It's not the vehicle that they were looking for in the Moscow case, although it fits the parameters, the model, the year, the color, which means by ruling that car out, that they're now down to 19,999 vehicles that it possibly could be. But at least they've got one off the list now. Let's see. Ambulances, yes, they were shook up pretty good. I'm guessing they probably weren't buckled up and weren't expecting that. They're lucky they didn't get ejected. But it'll definitely be a white Christmas here in West Allis, Wisconsin, TW says. Yes, white and cold, but plenty of ice fishing to go around. Our weather is so random. I just look under the Wonder Map and then look out the window to double check. She asked her lawyer for a hug. Okay, she didn't hug anyone. Yes, they offered initially. Yes, the hug was creepy. I'm ready for box 2 of tissues. It's been a rough morning. 4 degrees here on Friday, says Aaron. Scott Peterson denied new trial for murdering his pregnant wife. So he's going to sit and wait unless he can think up another appeal. That's Scott Peterson's California, right? The one who put her in the ocean with like cinder blocks or whatever after she was dead. See, there'll be 2 huge trials here in the coming months. A man ambushed and killed 3 officers, injured more, and killed the police dog. The man shot his 12-year-old daughter, left her on the hill. What, Carol? What case is that? Is this one that is this like breaking news? So we're still waiting for the dates, or is that is it just coming to trial now? Usually that sort of thing would probably be a year or 2 out if it's in the news right now. Last boat just says, thank you, Recovery Addict. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you. I wish they could have waited till the sun was up so we'd get a better picture during the chase. It was a little bit grainy just because it was a little dark. My computer says temps plummet. Yeah, and by plummet, it's going to be frigid and windy, which means the wind chill way down, way down. I don't know what's happening. We might not get a court feed at all today. Blue Ash murder suspect granted a new trial. Blue Ash murder. I have not followed that one. Little Miss says, dang, no notification this morning. What are we talking about? I'm sorry, Little Miss. I forgot to put the placeholder in place, and I just went live right away. We're watching a police chase. One of our fellow addicts here tipped us off that it was going on down here south of Phoenix, and the helicopter's just rotating around as we check it out. 2 suspects in the vehicle. They're in custody now. Ambulance, I believe, is checking them out. We don't know what the want is. We don't know. We know that they're probably going to spend a little bit of time in jail. They did try to ram a police officer on the road at high speed, and that never ends well. They also, the vehicle right in front of the suspect vehicle, you can see it has the grappler deployed, lowered down in front of it. So that is a vehicle specially designed to help end high-speed chases. They were just getting it in position when the car lost control. I don't believe they actually used it. If I'm in a hopper shoot, I'll be sure to make it at night or daytime just so Recover Addict can see the footage. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lindsay Lynn. Keep all the viewers in mind next time you commit a crime and do it in full view of the cameras. I wonder if they robbed a store or something, like why the chase? Yeah, because we didn't get audio on this feed, we're not sure. It'll probably show up in the news here soon, but we'll have to wait and see. In Michigan, we're expecting 8 to 12 inches of snow, temps in the lower single digits. Toxic says 15 to 25 centimeters of snow starting tomorrow. That 25 would be equivalent to 10 inches for those that are struggling with the conversion from metric. Let's see. So Carol, is this just in the news? Really close to you. Man, that sounds awful. Okay, I'm now on box 2 of the tissues. Okay. Just for the record, the pic I sent Monday was not a police chase, says Michelle Stark. Was that the pallet trucks? I think it was a funny meme type thing, right? Reports say it was a stolen car. So I wonder if they just saw the car and recognized it as stolen and chased it for that reason. Okay, so here's where news reports say this pursuit began when the police tried to pull over a stolen vehicle and they fled. Now that's a typical start to a police chase, and they never win. They really never win. When the murders, both men have pleaded not guilty, so might be going to trial. Outside hurts my face right now. I'm just going to stay in. Yeah, there's a certain temperature where where it just starts to hurt. It's no longer fun to be outside. It's like Mother Nature is trying to kill me at this point. I have to go for a speeding ticket next month. If you want, I can request it to be live streamed. Charlie, tell us the details on this one. I mean, I don't want you to say whether you're guilty or innocent, but how fast? And did you pull over immediately, or was this trying to escape a speed trap or something? And was it a photocop, I guess? I'm not a big fan of the photocops. They're not. That doesn't give me a sporting chance, really. If you have a system that will just take my picture and get my license plate in my face and tell you the speed, I have no way to try to outrun you, to outsmart you, anything like that. And I believe as a child, as a juvenile, I may have seen a police officer in a speed trap situation and made a calculated decision not to outrun the police officer, but to maneuver my vehicle in such a way that him catching up to me would be less likely. But I miscalculated on that, and he did actually catch up to me. At which point I immediately recognized his driving prowess and stopped. Monica says, "Hi, good morning. It's my first meetup. How's everyone doing?" We're doing mostly okay, except half of us are sick. That's how it is. There's a cold going around, a little bit of flu bug. I know we've got Debbie. We're thinking about her. She's in for some eye surgery today. We're hoping she's able to have that go quickly and beautifully, and that she'll be back and be able to watch us all soon. How's the weather in Florida? Florida's about the only place right now that's still warm, but depending on this cold front, it might actually push all the way down into Florida. That's crazy. Blue Ash's new murder trial is in Cincinnati. First trial in 1994. Judge says prosecution withheld evidence. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. All right, so this is fun. It looks like the police there are sort of wrapping up. The fire truck's here, but I don't think they need it. That was probably just a precaution. So Charlie, on his ticket in court, he says, recovery addict had just passed an 18-wheeler, so state troopers got me at 75 and a 55. Our DA wants $60 to even request a reduction. So I'm pleading not guilty to waste their time. Okay, so what when you plead not guilty, are there going to be court fees if they get found guilty? Because I think the way I understand it, going to court and then losing, the fee could actually be a little higher. There could be like a little mandatory $75 appearance fee or more because of that. So yes, you get to waste their time a little bit. There's a chance the officer doesn't show up in court because, hey, they're busy. And are you going to represent yourself in that case as well? Rich, you're right. California is also missing this huge cold dip. They're out on the west, and for some reason, it completely avoided them. It sort of went from like the Rockies east. Roxanne, we are so stinking excited for you. Looking for work and found a job working for Dale Earnhardt Jr. because she's just that cool. And so we're expecting her to steal us a whole bunch of swag. Not steal, but arrange for us to receive a whole bunch of Dale Earnhardt Jr. swag. No, it's awesome. We're kidding a little bit, but Roxanne, thank you. That is amazing. I know you were looking for that, and that is amazing. It sounds great. There's a cop who told me to go to court for every ticket. He said the cop has to be there to defend the ticket. If not, you still have to pay the court costs, but not the fines. I will be preserving the mug fund of dimes, as there will be no sheep's head today. I have the same cold you have, so I will not lose any dimes. Well, TW, I think you're due for a win. in Sheepshead. So I guess if there's not Sheepshead today, maybe next week. I think that might be your big week. Just bring off the new year with a big resounding win. Court fees are mandatory here. Win or loss, same fee. And yes, representing myself. That'd be awesome. Can you ask the judge if you can live stream it and maybe bring a 360 camera or something? Could you remind me of the burner phone number? I think the whole Alderson case is right up your alley. Daniel, yes, the burner phone number is right here. Let me put it on the screen for you, because I can do that. I have the ability. There's the burner phone number right here, 801-513-1160. And as I said before, this picture of a shady-looking character at a payphone is exactly how I imagine all of you when you call the burner phone. I assume you're in some shady neighborhood, speaking hurriedly into a payphone, dropping quarters in to give me tips on what crimes you're aware of and what's happening in your life. But give that a call, 801-513-1160. Back to the chase here as it's all settled in. Let's see if the tow truck arrives. Usually when the tow truck arrives, they're pretty much done. Of course, this vehicle is not going to be going to the junkyard. It'll first go to the impound lot as it's part of evidence, if there's something in there. But now we get the camera's going to pan out. Now we get to see the morning sunrise. A little bit of haze, actually. Traffic's pretty bad too. As we look off into the sun, there we go. Now we're done. Nope, we're still looking off into the sun. This is the camera's in the stowed position here. So this is how it when they turn it off, this is the direction it goes, but it's not actually off. I think the object right at the top of the screen was the light. If they have a spotlight. New trial for the Alderson case as well. So Jake, you've got a number there. The guy has the number set up to play the entire Jenny song. What's the Jenny song? I probably couldn't call it on the air because I'll get a copyright strike and get the video taken down. Which I might add, I got a copyright strike yesterday. It's been over a month since I've had a copyright strike. But while was it yesterday? While we were doing the Aaron Dean sentence, Spanish language Univision channel hit me with a copyright strike, saying that they had copyrighted the sentence. I'm like, I don't know why they would do that. They clearly don't have the copyright to it. But YouTube actually makes it difficult to fight that. Because if the only way I can strike back is basically saying, no, I have the copyright to it. And I don't. I use it under fair use clause. So I basically have to lose on that one. And they're not going to, it doesn't hurt the channel at all. They just take any monetization that happens from advertisements from watching that. Don't give my number to scammers, please. I don't give anyone's number to anybody. The last payphone on the planet asking for 25 cents. What were we watching? We just watched a little car chase. It was all out of Phoenix. That was live just a little bit ago. Ended poorly for the driver and one passenger, as they are in custody now after doing a couple flips in the car. I've had minor tickets like this thrown out before when the DA is late to trial or the officer doesn't show. I wouldn't represent myself if it was a serious crime. That's a good idea, Charlie. If you've got your life or freedom on the line, that would not be. Douglas, 8675309. Good song. Don't forget my number. Michelle, what was I saying? I have the memory of a goldfish. So remind me a little bit as I'm catching up on chat. Yeah, that's a rough start on a globe. Generally, one leg per hole on the underwear is what's recommended, although you could probably go most of the day in another manner, but I don't recommend that. I just received a phone call from a random realtor in the area to see if you were interested in buying a house for $1.2 million. Did you tell him that price? I'll take two. Really, sign me up. All right. I think what's happening, we don't have any more trials. I don't think we have any more police chases. I think what we're going to do is say today's going to be a recovery day, like a recover or health type day. Just a big shout out to all of you guys, those who are under the weather right now about the YouTube strike. Yeah, it happens. This is the second one I've had on the channel. Neither one actually affects the channel. It just and both of them have been on verdicts. It's like they didn't even take the whole video. I showed like 20-30 minutes of the video, and they only struck just like the actual sentence, like the 2 minutes of the sentence. And it's like it's frustrating. It's a little frustrating because they're playing a game and they end up getting money that they're not entitled to. It's not very much for me, but if they did that to everybody who streamed that, it could add up to a lot for them. But yeah, it happens. It's all good. Anyway, night I'll have to go to bed. I think I also have to go to bed. Feel better, all who are not well. We'll do that for sure. My 1,050 square foot shack is worth $1 million, says Rich Buddy. You must be in California. That sounds like it. Someone turned me into YouTube. Yeah, they turned me into the authorities and just basically said, hey, you used part of our video, and so we get all the money, which there's no money to get, really. It has not made a single penny. So, but in the future, if people watch it and watch an advertisement, they'll get the money. Ashley, hope everyone is feeling better. Tomorrow, we should have Sarah Boone tomorrow. We should have a hearing, so we'll have something. That will probably be the last stream for the week. We're going to take a break during the Christmas season, just a short break, and we'll be back on Monday after the holiday. But snitches get pickled. Ooh, GW, that got dark fast. We have a snitch in here. No, it's all good. It's actually it's a YouTube feature. It wasn't a snitch thing. It was, and it's something I can do as well because I know there are channels that share my video, and to me, I think that's great. I'm glad I can help them out. But other people think that anytime somebody has a similar video to you, you should report them and find them. And I just play a different game, so it's all good. I will feel better tomorrow for sure. I'm planning on it. We commend you, RA. Most people don't know there's money in live streaming. Thank you. There is no money. Yeah, no people. People don't know there's no money in live streaming. Yeah, I'll feel better. Feel better, everybody. Thank you, guys. Today, give a hug to people you love. Don't give them the cold, though. That's not nice. You don't give people the cold that you love. But do smile at somebody, make their day just a little bit better. Please stay safe. Till tomorrow, we'll be back on at 9 a.m. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you. Of course, now I'm like way behind on my buttons, so awkward silence while I turn everything off and switch cameras. Still here? Why are you still here? Hang on 1 second. Wrong button. Still here. Oh, this is embarrassing. All right. I don't even have my graphic set up. Maybe we should just talk for a few more minutes. There's my graphic. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. It's been fun. We'll see you.